Hi, Jason. I hope you're well. I was just wondering if you had signed those divorce papers yet. I wouldn't ask. It's just that my lawyers were waiting to finalize everything up.
Oh, hi, Fleur. Yeah, sure. I haven't signed them yet, but I can get them done into you by the end of the day, if that's okay.
Yeah, that should be fine. So, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been okay. Just working as usual. How about you? How's the new job treating you?
Oh, yeah, it's going good. I've settled in nicely, made a few friends. I'm actually going out with a couple of the girls from work this weekend to try and get to know the city a bit better.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully you'll have a bit of fun then.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it'll be okay. Have you been up to much?
Oh yeah, I've just been getting stuck into work, really. It's been really busy lately. I've hardly got any chance to actually go home. I feel like I'm living at the office more than not.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I just mean that when we were together, you were at the office a lot. You hardly had any time to spend with me. That is kind of why we split up.
Well, I guess, but I wasn't the only one who caused us to break up. It took two people to split this relationship up.
What are you on about? I didn't do anything.
Oh, please, you were constantly nagging me and telling me to do everything under the sun that you could think of in the house. You also moaned at me about how much I was working, and I know that it was a lot, but it was the only way to afford the house we were living in and the lifestyle we were living as well.
Yeah, well, I guess you're sort of right. But I mean, you were the one who was mainly at work or something. Although, I guess my new job opportunity didn't help things.
Yeah, that had you out of the house a lot more once you had decided that you were going to take it. I'm happy for you, but it was the final nail in the coffin for us.
Do you really think that was what did it?
Well, I don't think it helped any.
Well, I guess not.
But as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's okay. Some couples just aren't meant to last.
Yeah, I guess.
Though it probably didn't help that you started seeing that guy at your work.
Excuse you? I didn't start seeing anyone whilst we were together. Where on earth has this come from? Since when did you start accusing me of cheating on you?
Oh, please, you can drop the act now. I know that you started seeing him near the end of our relationship. It was incredibly obvious. All that time you were spending at the office. Did you really think that you had me fooled? It wasn't a very good lie.
I wasn't lying. I was at the office and I was working. I would never cheat on you. Or anyone I was with for that matter. I'm definitely not that kind of person.
Then why were you spending so much time with him? Every other word out of your mouth at the time was how you and, what was his name again? George?
His name was Joe.
Ah, that's right, Joe. All you could talk about was how you and Joe had so much work to do and how you both needed to pull loads of overtime to get your work done on time. If there was ever a more blatant lie or poor cover-up, then that was it. No one spends that much time with someone, even if it's for work, if they don't like the person that they're with.
Well, of course I liked him. Joe was my friend. We worked together for quite a few years as we both started at the same time. We helped each other through a lot of difficult times, both in our jobs and in our personal lives. In fact, I knew Joe before I'd even met you. Surely if I had wanted to be with him, I wouldn't have dated and married you, right?
Well, not necessarily. He might not have been available at the time when we met, and then when he became single, that's when you decided to start your relationship with him. Regardless of if you were already married at the time or not.
You really think that I would do something like that? You really think that I am that horrible? That I would just simply abandon you and betray you in such a horrible manner? Well, I guess it's good to know what you really think of me then.
Well, you are the one who's trying to take me for everything I have in this divorce. I don't think a nice person would do something like that, do you? Leave the person they've been married to for the last 5 years with absolutely nothing, not even a penny to his name?
I am not taking you for everything that you have. I personally don't want that much from you. Just a little bit of money to cover the cost of the house, considering you're the one who is staying in it despite us buying it together. That's all I'm asking for. A buyout from the house.
You do realize that in this market, our house is upwards of $300,000, right? For me to pay you your half, I'm gonna have to sell the place anyway and move somewhere cheaper. I don't have $150,000 just lying around, you know? Effectively, you're kicking me out of my home, so thank you for that.
Jason, I'm sorry if that's what happens, but I put money into that place as well. How is it fair for you to keep the house and I get nothing, despite me putting a load of money into it as well? And not just in the initial buying of it, but the bills and the interior decorating of it. Most of those furnishings and things that actually make the house look nice were bought by me. And yet, I'm not asking for those back. The most I want is the money that I am legally owed. It's not cheap moving to an entirely new state, you know. Plus, living in a city is twice as expensive as in a town, like where we are. I need financial aid so that I can actually live in the place where my job is. I don't think that's something that's unreasonable to ask.
Well, I think it is, especially when it forces your husband out onto the streets.
You won't end up on the streets. Even if you do have to sell the house, which isn't a necessity as you can remortgage it, you will still get $150,000. So you can either buy a new place or rent somewhere. And if you want to look around for a little bit, I know your mom will let you stay with her until you're ready to move somewhere else. So don't try and guilt trip me into not getting what I deserve when I have worked incredibly hard to get it in the first place.
Whatever, I don't care anymore. I'll find a new place to live and I won't let you know where it is. I want nothing to do with you after this divorce is over and done for. I'll get the signed papers to you as soon as possible, then we can finally be rid of one another.
Sounds good to me.
Fine. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work. We can't all just do nothing all day and call it work, so I can't waste any more time listening to you whine.
Oh, please. The one whining about anything right now is you.
You believe in that if you want to, but we both know the truth here.
Yeah, I think we do.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Fleur? It's been a little while.
Angela? Hi. Yeah, it has been a while. I don't think we've spoken since me and Jason first told everyone that we were getting a divorce. How come you're messaging me? Not that I mind you messaging me. I still think you're a lovely person, and what me and Jason are going through seriously has no impact on how I think of you and what I feel about you as a person. I'm kind of rambling. Are you okay? Is there a specific reason you messaged, or did you just want to talk?
No. There was a reason. Jason was in a car accident.
Huh?
And he is critically injured.
Hang on. What? How is that possible? I was literally just talking to him this afternoon. How on earth has this happened?
Apparently, he was on his way home from work after staying a little later at the office to finish off some work. He was just driving his normal route home when someone ran a red light whilst he was crossing it and smacked right into the driver's side of his car. It was a really bad wreck. Firemen were called, and they had to cut him out of his car. He was then airlifted to the nearest hospital, where he's been in intensive care all night. He's recently stabilized, or so the doctors say, which is why I thought I'd let you know. I'd have messaged you earlier, but I didn't want to say anything when I didn't know myself what was happening for certain. It was touch and go there for a while with him, and I was fearing the worst.
Oh, Angela, that's okay. I just wish I could have been there to give you a bit of comfort and to make sure you were okay. Or, well, as okay as you can be in this kind of situation.
Thanks.
So he's stable now? What did the doctors say? How bad are his injuries?
Well, they haven't told us everything, but they did say that
What? What is it?
he's going to be paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of his life.
What?
Yeah, he got pinned or something in the car and it damaged his spine. He's not going to be able to walk again.
Oh, that's awful. I don't know what to say. I just can't believe this has happened to him. He was perfectly fine this afternoon. I mean, we even got into an argument. Oh no. I don't want my last words to him to be an argument. I've got to come and see him.
But aren't you in a completely different state now? It'll take you ages to make it back.
It doesn't matter. I'll get the next flight out back home. I've just got to come and see him. I can't just leave him on his own, especially not at a time like this.
Well, okay then. But the doctors aren't actually letting people in to visit him yet, so you don't need to rush about too much. He's only just come out of intensive care, so they'll be monitoring him for a while yet, and I doubt anyone will be able to get in to see him until at least tomorrow.
Well, just keep me posted. I'll let you know once I've managed to get a flight and I'm on my way, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Fleur.
No, thank you, Angela, for letting me know what's happened. I know it's not easy, what with me and Jason and the divorce, and you probably think the worst of me, but I can't tell you how thankful I am to you that you let me know what's happened.
Well, I'll see you soon.
Of course. And if anything changes in the meantime, just let me know. I'll have my phone on me at all times. And if you're able to see him before I get there, and if he's awake, just let Jason know that I'm on my way.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, Fleur, how's the flight?
Oh, they've delayed the flight for 2 hours. So I was supposed to fly at 23:30, but now I've got to wait until 1:30. And that's if they don't decide to cancel the stupid thing. I swear, I might just drive to the hospital. It'd probably be quicker than waiting for this stupid flight.
Well, it's okay. You'll get here when you get here. We don't want another accident to happen by you rushing too much.
You're right. I'm just frustrated and worried. How is he doing?
Actually, he's woken up. He's asked me to send you some messages on his behalf.
He's awake? That's great. How is he feeling?
He's a little groggy, but that's to be expected from all of the pain medication. He's been asking after you, though.
You just tell him that I'll be there soon, that I'm trying my hardest to get to him, and that he doesn't need to worry, as I'll be there within the next few hours.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Also, tell him that I'm sorry about the argument earlier today. I didn't want to get into a fight with him, and it all just got a little heated. I'll also apologize in person when I get to the hospital, but I just wanted him to know I was sorry.
He says that he's sorry as well. He said some things that were totally out of line and that he doesn't believe in at all.
It's okay. We both said things we didn't mean, like how I want him out of my life. I don't want to lose him. I love him.
He says that he loves you too.
God, tell him that I've missed him these last few months, that I absolutely hate my new job and the city that I'm living in. I just want to be back with him. That's all I want.
Jason says that's all he wants as well. He's missed you too.
Okay then, we'll sort it out. But for now, tell him to just rest. I'll be there soon and I won't ever leave him again.
Never?
Not unless he wants me to. I'm afraid he's going to be stuck with me.
He says he likes the sound of that.
And he doesn't need to worry about anything. We'll figure everything out in time. Paralyzed or not, I love him and I'm going to be with him. I've already started doing research into how to live with paralysis and all the different physio activities that he can do to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I've also looked into different ways for him to get about, like an electric mobility chair. That way he will still have his independence. It costs a little bit of money, but it's nothing that we can't figure out together. Anything to make his life easier for him. Also, I've already started looking for quotes on how much it'll take to make the house suitable for him. The downstairs bathroom and stuff like that.
Fleur says to relax. You'll work it all out together when you get here. Also, isn't your flight soon? Make sure you don't miss it.
Don't worry, I'm already at the gate. I will literally be the first one on that plane when it gets here. I can't wait to see Jason.
He says he can't wait to see you either. I've got to go now though. The nurse just told me that visiting hours are over, so I've got to leave.
Okay, well, tell Jason I love him and that I'll see him at the next visitor's time. Okay?
Okay. And Fleur?
Yes, Angela?
Thank you. We've all missed you.
I've missed all of you as well. I'll see you soon, I promise.
See you soon.
I rushed over to Jason as soon as I could. Once I was in the hospital, I promised not to leave his side at all. Even when visiting hours were over, I would stay and sleep in the chair beside his bed. Sadly, the doctors were right in their prognosis that Jason would be paralyzed below the waist for the rest of his life. However, I did not let it stop me. The accident made me realize just how much I actually love Jason, and I couldn't fathom a life without him. Whilst we might still have our difficulties, we have begun to see a therapist together, and we are slowly but surely working out the kinks in our relationship so that we can be together happily. I have also taken up helping Jason adjust to his new life in a wheelchair. It's been difficult going, as it is a completely new way of life for him, but we are slowly making progress. We have also both quit our jobs and are looking at starting our own business together. That way, we are actually able to spend more time together than apart. It's going to be a long journey, but there is no one else in this world that I would rather take this journey with than Jason. I realize that the best things in life are worth fighting for, and whilst it's easy to leave and split from someone, if you want a proper relationship in life, you need to work through the tough times together. And that's how you build trust and loyalty in one another and take your relationship to the next level. Have you seen my new dress? You know, the black one with a slit up the thigh? It has a low dipped back as well. I can't find it. It was in my room in a bag hanging up in my wardrobe, so I don't know where it could have got to.
You mean the one you got the other day when we went shopping and it was like half price?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I took it.
Huh? What do you mean you took it?
Exactly what I said. I took the dress for myself.
Why?
Well, because I wanted it.
You knew that I bought that dress for tonight. I told you how this was a really important night for me. I've got a date with the man who I've been crushing on for the longest time. I wanted to look as good as I possibly could, which is why I bought the dress. This could literally be the man who I marry, and I want to make a good impression on him. You literally have no idea how much I actually like this man. You need to give me back my dress right now. I mean, why did you even take it? You're not going anywhere to wear it. You didn't even ask me if you could borrow it either.
You knew that I liked that dress, but you acted incredibly selfishly and took it for yourself.
What?
Yeah. When we were shopping, I saw the dress and I thought that it looked nice. But then you went and bought it, and it was the last one in my size. Not to mention that the store lady said that they weren't getting any more of that particular dress back in, so I couldn't go back to buy it. Also, I would never be caught dead wearing the same thing as you. So I couldn't very well order myself the dress offline knowing you had it too. So I decided I was going to take it because you took it from me first, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't wearing the same thing as you.
You never liked that dress. When you saw it, you said it looked cheap and tacky, and you swore you would never wear something with so little class. Apparently, your style is jean, short shorts, and a bra, given what you bought that day. You only want the dress now because I liked it and bought it for myself. It's so typical of you. You always get jealous over whatever I have and you take it for yourself. But I'm not going to let you walk all over me this time. You need to give it back now.
I'm not giving it back. You stole it from me first. I was only saying that it was a horrible dress so that you didn't buy it for yourself. I was going to go back for it later. So, if anything, you're the selfish one. You should have known I actually wanted the dress.
I'm not arguing with you anymore about this, Debbie. I only have a couple of hours to get ready for my date. So either you can bring me the dress in the next 5 seconds, or I'm coming into your room and grabbing it myself.
Well, you can have it anyway. I tried it on and it just didn't look right. I tried modifying it, but nothing made it fit properly. So there might be a few tears in it. Oh, and I think I might have gotten some pink nail varnish on it when I painted my nails. Oops.
Are you kidding me? You've ruined my dress? How could you do that to me? It cost me a lot of money. That's it. I'm coming to get my dress to see exactly what you've done. And I'm telling Mom.
Whatever. As if Mom is going to be bothered. You know that I'm the favorite. She doesn't care what I do. I'm really not going to be in any trouble at all.
Nuh-uh. You've gone too far this time. She'll definitely have something to say this time.
Yeah, okay. You keep thinking that.
Phoebe, how dare you steal your sister's things? I did not raise you to be like that.
What? Mom, I didn't steal anything. Debbie was the one who took my dress. The one I bought the other week, you know? I showed it to you. She went into my room and took it, and now it's totally ruined. She's ripped it and spilt nail varnish on it, and there's no way I can wear it now. Do you realize how important this evening actually is for me?
Hang on, is tonight the night of your date with that man who you've had a crush on for ages?
Yes!
Oh, well, that doesn't mean that you can't share your things, though. I'm sure she didn't mean to ruin it. She probably just wanted to try it on to see if it would suit her, so that she could get one if she liked it. I know she wouldn't actually destroy it on purpose. It's just a big accident.
Ugh, you always take her side. It might not matter to you, but I am fed up of Debbie taking what she wants when she wants it. There's no way I can wear this dress now. I'm going to have to wear a different one, which won't make the same impression on him. So from now on, I'm going to get a lock on my door, and if Debbie manages to take anything of mine, I'm just going to go into her room and take it back, regardless of whether she wants me in her room or not.
There's no need to be so dramatic. Look, next time, maybe just ask nicely. Debbie's not unreasonable. Besides, it's been rough for her lately, breaking up with her boyfriend and all, so we need to be a bit more understanding.
Mom, making excuses for her isn't going to help her. Her so-called rough patch is entirely her fault. She cheated on her boyfriend. I'm actually glad he had the sense to leave when he found out. Besides, it doesn't give her the right to take my things simply because she's bored.
Now, you're just being cruel. Things were complicated between her and Jake, so your little sister made a mistake. She's only human. It happens. Just like with your dress. You just need to forgive her and move on. It's the best thing to do.
When she apologizes, then I'll forgive her. Anyway, I need to go now if I'm going to make it to the dinner on time, especially considering I've got to sort out a whole new outfit. I'll be back later.
So I take it your dinner went well the other week?
Huh? Oh, yeah, it went amazingly. We really hit it off. I've been seeing him pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks. We can't get enough of each other.
Uh-huh, sure. I'm also guessing this new boy toy of yours bought you a new car? Yeah?
What on earth are you on about?
Well, I just noticed that you seem to have a new car. And it's an incredibly fancy and expensive one at that. There's no way you could have afforded to buy that yourself. So I'm guessing your boyfriend got it for you? I have to admit, that's pretty smart. To get some rich guy to buy you what you want. Shame I didn't think of it first.
Oh, you mean the Aston Martin in the garage?
Yeah, obviously. There aren't any other fancy cars around, are there?
It's not mine.
I'm not stupid. I know it's yours. There's no way Mom or Dad could afford something like that. And the only thing that's changed recently is you've started dating that guy. I mean, looking at you, he must be pretty desperate. You're not the prettiest girl around, so if he's bribing you to be with him with a car like that, imagine what he'd buy for me to be his girlfriend.
He's not bribing me to be with him. And he's not desperate at all. He's incredibly handsome, in fact. And the car isn't mine.
You're a rubbish liar. Anyway, I'm going to take it out for a while. I'm only telling you this because you'll just get Mom to yell at me if I don't ask your permission to borrow your things.
Debbie, First of all, you're not insured to drive that car, so you can't take it anywhere. Secondly, it's not even my car, so there's no way that I'm letting you drive it even an inch off of the drive.
I know you're just trying to lie to me so that I don't borrow the car, but it's not going to work.
I swear, Debbie, if you touch that car, you'll regret it. You could get into a lot of trouble. I mean it. It's not mine, so you can't just take it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't believe you. So stop with the pathetic excuses, okay? Anyway, I'm going to go and have a fun drive. See ya.
Debbie, where are you? I told you not to take that car anywhere. I can't believe you came into my room and stole the keys for it. Answer me, Debbie.
Ugh, what do you want?
You better not be texting and driving. Do you know how dangerous that is?
Geez, fine. I'll pull over. Happy? Now, what do you want?
Bring that car back right now.
Why? Worried that everyone will think I look way cooler in it than you do? It's too late for that.
I told you that it's not my car. It's my boyfriend's.
Nice try, but I don't believe you.
Debbie, I'm not joking. That is a very expensive car that you're driving around in, and it's not even mine. For all intents and purposes, you've stolen that car, and the owner of it, my boyfriend, would have every right to call the police for theft or something like that.
Phoebe, you're rubbish at lying. I know you're just trying to get your car back simply because you don't want me driving around in it. Well, that's not going to happen. You can go and tell Mom if you want, but there's nothing she can do but yell at me when I get home. For now, though, I'm going to enjoy my time, driving around in a beautiful-looking car and turning as many heads as I can. I've already been approached by at least 5 guys wanting to talk to me about the car and giving me their phone numbers. I'm not going to give that up just because you want to be selfish and not share.
Okay, fine. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Warn me about what?
No. You didn't want to know when I tried to tell you, so I'm not going to bother now. Have fun driving around looking cool, whilst you can.
You're just trying to scare me. Well, it's not going to work.
Uh-huh, sure.
Whatever. Now leave me alone. I'm driving, don't you know? Oh, and I might have scratched the car a little bit, but you don't mind, right? It's not like you can't afford to get it repainted or whatever.
Uh-huh, of course. You have fun. Don't worry about damaging the car or anything. I'm sure everything will work out just fine.
If you think being calm and uncaring is going to get me to bring the car back, you're wrong, you know?
Oh, I know. You won't bring the car back. But it won't be my problem for very much longer.
Huh?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough.
Phoebe! Why didn't you tell me who owned this car? Do you know how much trouble I'm in? This is all your fault!
Oh, hi, Debbie. If you remember correctly, I did tell you that my boyfriend owned the car, not me.
But you didn't tell me that your boyfriend, Max Wright, is the CEO of one of the most successful cooking industries in the world. How do you even know him? How did you meet?
Well, you know I worked as a waitress at that new, really fancy restaurant that just opened up in town.
Yeah?
Turns out, Max is the owner of it. He was there opening night, being the chef and trying to make sure that things went smoothly. Well, there was a bit of a hiccup at one point. Some dishes got mixed up, and one of the chefs had to go to the hospital because he cut his hand really badly. I told Max, who was stressing, that I was good at cooking. I mean, I've been to culinary school, and this job was just a way to try and break into the industry at a high level. So he asked me to jump in and help out the other chefs. I guess I really impressed him because at the end of the night, he came up to me and we started talking. And, well, the rest is history. Anyway, he asked me to look after the car because it was a birthday gift for his younger brother, who's turning 21 next week.
You could have told me all of this before I took it out. Now I'm in a huge amount of trouble.
I tried, but you just said that I was lying just so that I didn't have to share my car with you.
What? But he's suing me for stealing his car. He's even threatened to get the police involved because I banged it up a bit.
Well, that's your fault.
I thought the car was yours. I was trying to teach you a lesson.
By purposefully wrecking the car that you thought was mine? How selfish and petty can you get?
Look, you're going to have to talk to Max and just explain the whole situation to him, okay? I can't afford to pay what he wants, so just tell him that you said that I could drive it. That way, it'll be your fault and I won't have to be taken to court.
LOL, that's not happening. How do you think he found out about you driving it to begin with?
You mean you told him?
Yep. I knew that you'd probably damage the car just to be spiteful to me, so I told Max all about what was happening. Thankfully, he told me that he understood and that it wasn't my fault. He also said that he knows your true character now, so he can avoid any tricks you might try to pull in the future. He also told me that he'd sort the car situation out and not to worry about it. Now I know what he had in mind, and I have to say, it's quite nice to see you finally facing the consequences of your actions for a change.
I can't believe you would purposefully throw me under the bus like this. You are such a horrible sister. You're the one who should be going to court, not me.
Why? I haven't done anything.
Yes, you have. I should be the one with a handsome and rich boyfriend who buys me whatever I want. Instead, you somehow managed to trick one into being with you. You think you're so much better than me? Well, you're not.
Debbie, I've never thought that I'm better than you. I've just gone about my life and found my own happiness my way. You've not worked hard for anything in your life. Instead, you just blame everyone else for all of your problems. Well, this time, there's no one else to blame but yourself. And you're going to have to face the consequences of your actions whether you like it or not. Maybe next time, you'll actually listen to me when I try to tell you not to take something that doesn't belong to you.
Please, Phoebe, just take the fall for this for me.
No, Debbie, it's time you actually acted like an adult instead of a spoiled child.
Ugh, I hate you.
In the end, Max took Debbie to court over the theft and damage of his car. Debbie tried to blame everyone but herself for what had happened, but the judge simply ignored her. He ordered her to pay Max a substantial amount of money in reparations for all of the damages that she had caused to the vehicle. To do this, Debbie had to get a job at a local supermarket, which she wasn't a big fan of, but with no other way to pay Max the money, she had to stick it out. Meanwhile, mine and Max's relationship really took off. We became really close and even moved in together. We're going away this weekend and I really think he might pop the question. I can't wait. At the end of all of this though, I just hope that Debbie has learned her lesson on asking to borrow people's things and accepting that when someone says no, it means no. Boundaries are important to have and important for people to respect. And as long as Debbie doesn't do that, she'll constantly find herself in trouble. Regardless of if it's stealing a car or hurting someone's feelings, boundaries are there for a reason, and hopefully she knows this now.